All right. I'm back and I'm recording this. So now that we've talked about some concerns regarding our upcoming webinar, I'd like now to discuss with you something that jumps off from our discussions last time. If you guys remember, we talked about how art and advertising will have a space that will complement each other. We are not any or under any illusion that advertising or commercial art can be seen as art itself. But that does not mean that we cannot learn from the masters. That does not mean that we cannot strive towards the evocation of memory, of experience, the subtlety, the sublime, the strength, the passion of art. Because us affecting our audiences, us affecting our viewers is what we strive for towards the goal or driven by the goal of the brand. And that was all good. And we learned a lot from Tolstoy. So thank you to our reporters for that. And we were further given idea of, okay, so now that you know that art is good or whatever, let's try to figure out how can we now evaluate what is beautiful, what is aesthetic, or why is it that art itself have that profound effect on us. And some may post that it is because of its content, of what it is saying, which is all right and true. But we must start with something a little bit simpler. And I'm talking about the forms that build up those images. Okay. Now, for example, here that you see on the screen would be Cobra Commander. We have a person in green, or sorry, in blue with a hood. Okay. And we may connect ideas. We may connect issues regarding semiotics, regarding narratives. But that is a bit too advanced at this point. What I'd like you guys to join me here tonight would be how can one dot and one dot put together create a line? And how will that line now affect how aesthetically pleasing we see any visual form? We start at the very beginning. We take baby steps. Barrett has told us or has presented to us the formal phases of art criticism for description, analysis, interpretation, judgment, and evaluation. And we saw examples of how that would look like if it was it was formatted. And you guys have been given or tasked an assignment in the form of synesthesia to do exactly that. So in this case, if you're describing and you are analyzing, you are now trying to look for the forms. You're now trying to look for the visual forms in the piece that will have significance on our evaluation later, even before interpretation. So what do we look for? Okay, what do we mention? So it is appropriate that your assignment is not yet due, but due I think next week, because from tonight's discussion I'll be able to give you what forms, what visual forms you would be able to mention when you guys are talking about your own work. In the case for AO0 or AO1 synesthesia. So let me now open up something. That's a problem. I have like three monitors here. So sometimes Yabang 'no, I have 3 monitors pero minsan di ko mahanap asan yung ano, asan yung ano, yung window that I need. Yeah, right. So let's start from the very beginning. So there it is. Yeah. Okay. So what do we talk about? What do we mention? So if you guys remember, for as your synesthesia, I gave you the instruction of you guys are supposed to be using only abstract forms, right? Uh, can anyone remind me uh, what is abstraction? What is an abstract visual form? How is it different from representative art? You do not need to come up with no, the dictionary meaning of it from what our talks last time. What is your idea of abstract forms? Chester?
Doc, I think for me, it uses like shapes and forms and colors, not really representative exactly with your subject. So it uses those like I'd say basic shapes and forms to represent your art.
Yes, very good. So basic shapes and forms and not necessarily representational, meaning they should not be put together and then form a face. Because when you're evaluating visual forms, sometimes we tend to latch on to things that we can recognize. Ay, ang ganda kasi muka. 'Di ba? Ay, ang ganda kasi it's an image of mother and child, right? Alam mo naman sabihan mo pangit ang mother and child, right? That's why if I show you here Pieta, I show you here Michelangelo's work, right? And they're usually religious Catholic based work. You have to ask yourselves whether you are evaluating that particular piece on its own characteristics, its own character, its own forms of the way that it was done, or is it being evaluated on your end coming from the concept that it represents, everything it represents. Of course, Pieta, that's Mother Mary carrying the body of Jesus Christ. You cannot say anything bad about that, right? But I would argue that your evaluation now and your judgment now is being biased, is being subjective. You are connecting the pure your evaluation of that work from a place of ano of bias for me. Okay? So when we're talking about the elements of art and design, we tend to look at the forms that do not mean anything. But we have to remember that although they do not mean anything, a line by itself is just a line. But used effectively, it can evoke feelings. Or more importantly, it can affect the way people appreciate or regard your work. Okay? So the elements give us something to latch onto as well. Kasi nga, if we are given an image such as this, what do we look for? Automatically, we look for things that we can recognize. Oh, it's a cup. Okay? Oh, it's a woman, right? And we have pages from a newspaper. That's our safety net. That's our go-to process. Try to recognize things that are there. But at this point, they're all just an assemblage of all of these subjects put together. And if you concentrate on the subjects themselves, our own judgments will be based on our own experience with those subjects. Kamukha ni Bongbong Marcos, 'di ba? Kamukha ni Lenny, 'di ba? And then your own experience and your own position, your political position regarding that will come now into play. And some of us will argue that you're not being objective. You are not evaluating the work on its own merit. Okay? So, try to move past, at this point lang, past what those elements represent, what those pictures and subjects represent. But try to look at their base elements. What make them up, right? So here's an example of how you can make on any object into an abstract form. That's a cup of coffee, but zoom it in, it's now abstract. We are now dependent on what we see here. We have a texture of folded or wet paper. We have colors, warm colors. Diba? You cannot now say it's a cup of coffee, mukhang masarap siya. It looks warm. It looks inviting. Hindi. We're looking at the texture, how they're put together. It is it looks very rough. So we look at those cues, those visual cues, and the elements are made out of these things that we can identify. So that I'm saying now, what we can identify and not recognize, there's a difference. So we look for lines, shapes, space, how they're put together, value, color, and texture. Now, across different sources, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There may be 8 or 7. Like for example, form is also an element, right? Well, it's up to you if you want to move towards that as well. But I seem to gravitate towards these 6 elements. And the point of this lecture for tonight is try to get you guys have a new outlook of when you are looking at anything visual, when you are looking at ads, when you're looking at commercials. And not just say, I like it because si Ding Dong Dantes yan or si Ann Curtis yan. I like it because ang funny niya. But you now appreciate how those elements are being put together. Ang ganda ng color that they complement what's happening, right? I like that the composition of the images they're put on a particular area. So let's start now with the most basic of all elements. One which is made out of, which is created when 2 dots, 2 points are connected, and that's a line, mga kaibigan. Right? It is the path of a dot through space. But we may look at it as simple as that, but if you look at the lines presented here, they can be much more. They can add much more to our experience. One could be, I don't want to give it away siguro muna. How could you differentiate these 2 types of lines? They're all moving. Lizzie, may sinasabi ba sa'yo ang mga horizontal lines na ito na nasa left that is different from ibang na-evoke nitong curved lines? Or are they just the same? Are they just lines?
Sir, Doc, if I look at it, the ones in the left, parang stiff, parang masikip. Then, yung nasa right, parang soft kasi because of the curves. Ayun, Doc.
Okay. You agree? Lily?
Yes, sir. Mas
Yun lang.
yung nasa
Kala ko yes sir lang. Sige, expand.
yung nasa left po kasi, it makes me feel like I'm looking out at the horizon. It
Mm-mm.
gives me that feeling na I want to move towards it as compared to the image on the right. For some reason, it reminded me of the fresh steam coming from a freshly brewed cup of coffee. Parang mas ganun. So parang relaxing siya to me.
Lalim ni Lily. All right? So I think Lily kasi you're taking into account kasi the animation gumagalaw eh, right?
Oh.
right?
Possibly.
Pero there's something that I saw there na ano, on the left, horizon, parang may direction, may pupuntahan ka, right?
Yes.
And then on the right, parang it's moving pero it's still firmly connected to the ground. Something like
Yeah.
that. And also, Lizzie said between the two, one is a bit stiff and one is a bit soft. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for when we're looking at lines. And what we're looking for when we are dealing with forms. Why? Because even before you even put a picture of whoever, Vicky Bell or whatever, or whoever star or endorser you put in there, even you before you put in any image that people can recognize, these abstract forms have that potential to affect you already or set the stage of your visual communication. Right? And like it or not, visual communication, especially when it's printed, when it is static, our audiences are fairly left to their own devices, meaning they process it on their own terms. You as a creator, you as a producer will not be there to tell them, dito ka muna tumingin. And then if they think about this, connect it to this element and then lalabas ang message. No. You are not going to be there. Okay? People going through the sky will be able to see your billboards, and the way that you put these elements together should evoke the feeling, should communicate your ad message, just like that. And why are we looking at abstract forms? Because even before the headlines, if the abstract forms are already contributing to the overall meaning processing, message processing, the stronger your communication is going to be. Okay? Ang dami-dami na, 2 slides pa lang ang pinapakita ko. But in the visual world, lines are everywhere. Where? Where, right? They're everywhere. But we should not be literal regarding lines. Meaning that they should not just be straight. They should not be literal lines. They are not ruler gridded lines, but subtle, like the edges of an object. Like me, myself, I'm already aligned. Can anyone recognize my picture here? My video that you see in front of you? Can anyone describe, is there a line happening? Do I represent a line? Cut. Art director. Gamitan mo
Yes,
ako.
Doc.
Is there line in in the video that you see of me right now in front of you? Kat,
Yes po, Doc.
what is it? Could you describe what line I represent?
Which screen po, Doc? The smaller or the
Sa
bigger
akin,
po? Okay po.
me, my face, my visage, my visage.
I see po kasi it's realistic. So when it comes to realism, lines are usually not that obvious. So it's more subtle. Like also compared to this image po on the screen. It's a realistic image. So kayo po and the visual on our screen portrays a realistic image. So therefore the lines are more subtle rather
Alright.
than obvious.
All right. So this particular slide just tells us, not all lines are going to be obvious, right? They're subtle. Meaning, for example, ako. Ito, one of the most iconic paintings. Can anyone mention what is the most popular painting that you know of? Anyone? Okay, may sumasagot. Mona Lisa, Raymond said, and Christian says Mona Lisa. Okay. What? They can hear you, girl. Okay, so Mona Lisa. Let's have a Google search on Mona Lisa. And bring her here. There, Mona Lisa. Open image in new tab. I'm really pushing my computer right now. Mulit pa yung inano. Okay. Now, Mona Lisa here. Where do you guys think the lines are? Anyone? Sikat naman Sunday afternoon on the island of the La Grande Jatte. Jatte. Diba? Grabe. Okay, ikaw na. Okay. Now, when we're looking at lines here, we automatically try to look for very, very obvious lines, which is correct din naman. Right? Where are the correct lines here? Can you guys, background, Raymond, could you further elaborate on that?
Actually, Doc, hinanap ko talaga yung line. So, straight lines yung mga mountain sa likod.
Okay, no? If you guys can, you can, annotate. Are you free to annotate? Later on, I'll give you a chance to annotate. So, usually we see the lines there. Right? That's what we usually look for. Curved lines for Mikey, right? And Christian says lines are in the face, like the nose, the eyes, the lips. Okay, the eyes, the nose, the lips. All right, so you're all correct. But you have to remember that the elements, the lines talaga, whatever you're gonna do, they will appear. Because otherwise, Mona Lisa will cease to exist. Okay? We won't be able to create the image of Mona Lisa. So some lines are really important that they need to create the shape of the face, they need to create the shape of the nose. But when I talk about important, significant lines that has something to do with how the image is now read and perceived, these are more subtle. Now, in this case, we can see the lines for the head, for the background as having a purpose. The purpose would be to create space. Right? That she is in front of a vast background. That's one thing. It opens up. Now, the lines here has now a use, a practical use, that it opens up the space behind Mona Lisa. And that's a lot more important than the lines that make up her smile or her hair. Okay? When those particular lines add to the experience, it is much more significant. Thus, worthy of being described in criticism. Thus, being worthy of being discussed. Okay? And one more thing, in my case, a lot of people say the most important thing here would be the enigmatic smile. Yes, pwede. I agree. But for myself, I would suggest that there is one important line here, this particular line. Right? Okay? That line created by her forearm. And why do you guys think that that I believe that has a significant contribution to the reading of the composition? Sige nga, laro-laruin nyo. Ano feeling nyo? Joanna, yung ganyan daw. Oh, naglagay ako ng ganyan.
Para po malaman yung center ng image.
What's that?
To determine po yung right center ng image para mag-focus sa subject yung image.
Could you,
Hello?
yan.
Hello po?
Yan, yan.
Can you hear me?
I just transferred the speaker. Ngayon, nasa malaking speaker ka na. I can hear you. Okay, go on. Go on, Joanna.
Just a guess po. Para po malaman yung kung saan yung center ng image para maging yung focus po pag tinignan ng painting is kay Mona Lisa po.
Okay. It gives us a center. All right. Okay, anyone else? I'm saying to you na ito, for me, na nakaganyan si Mona Lisa. Sa akin may significance. Christian, tingin mo. Kasi si Christian, wala si Christian. Dalawa. Ay, hindi. Si Joseph, ano. Si Christian Joseph. CJ.
Hey, Doc.
Lakas.
I'm not, sorry, Doc.
No,
I'm not
kuya, that's
really
me. That's me.
sure what's the significance of her hand position, but I guess there's a meaning behind it, or maybe it's because nung time niya, it signifies something.
All right, so
Ganun.
good. That's good. That's good. Let's forget about that. One of the things that that attract people to Mona Lisa is she's looking at us. Right? Whatever she's posing for our benefit. Okay? Now, this is very one of the basic techniques of artists. If they want people, the viewers, the audience to be more connected to the subject, one of the things they do is have the subject look at you. Right? Di ba, Rayel? Di ba kunwari, Rayel, nag-gossip ka, chinichismis mo yung nasa harapan mo, hindi siya nakatingin, di ba? Ang lakas ng mo, di ba? Ang lakas ng loob mo mag side comment. Pero pag nakatingin siya sa'yo, iba na, right? Tama ba ko, Rayel? Or
Yes,
tama
Doc,
ba?
I agree po on that.
You agree, di ba? Or unless you're very iba yung character mo na kahit nakatingin siya sa'yo, dinediretso mo, praka kang tao. Well, that's okay. Now, given that she's looking at us, we are now on this side. We are now looking at Mona Lisa. She's inviting us. She's speaking to us. She's showing us that behind her smile may be some story, right? Even without knowing the external context of Mona Lisa, of how Leonardo da Vinci drew this. Of course, anything drawn by Leonardo da Vinci, he was doing it for his patrons, for those who could afford to pay for his services. She is a part of high society. Okay? But she's still inviting us. We're invited to partake in her radiance. Just like me, for example, look at my picture, look at my video, I'm looking at it. Come here, join me, guys. But I put this in front of you, pero hanggang dyan lang kayo. Right? Hanggang dyan lang kayo. In this case, Mona Lisa did that. She has a cross on her arm. She invites you to her world. She invites you to see her. She invites you to try to figure out everything about her. But you are still separated from her by that line, by that barrier. I don't know if there's a barrier there. Alam naman natin, 'di ba, barrier bawal, lahat ng mga bawal masarap, 'di ba? Lahat ng bawal temptation, lahat ng bawal siguro it's bigger or better than it is. Kasi bawal eh. Pag hindi bawal 'yan, we're free to go and partake of that. Hindi pala okay, 'di ba? It's the forbidden fruit. It becomes now a bit more important. And that's one example I'm showing to you that a subtle line can add to our appreciation of the visual form. Okay? It's not that we have, sir, ang dami kong lines nakikita. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ang dami mo ng lines, di ba? Wala namang ginagawa ang lines na yon. Right? So we only talk about the elements that actually provides, I don't want to even say profound. Sometimes a profound, it gives it a profound, outlook on how to regard the painting, but it also affects how we look at the painting. Now, for example, if I remove all of the lines there, and then let's say I add lightning bolts over here. Bam, 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 bam. Whatever. We are now being forced to look at this particular area because lines, if we just put arrowheads on them, they are points for us to go. They direct us. That's why all of our signs, traffic signs, interior signs, they give us direction where to go. And one of the things that lines do will be to direct our eyes to help us read it. Now let's go back to this one. So in my case, for this particular slide lang, it's not always going to be lines like this. Okay? It could be this line. Anong line to? There's an invisible line. Ano yung tinitingnan ko? That's my sight line. There's an invisible line. Diba kayo, pag naglalakad kayo sa Ayala, may tao that's tumitingin sa taas. Lahat kayo titingin. Right? And that's a powerful powerful thing to be able to influence where people will look. And don't we want that as advertisers? Don't we want that as marketers? That we can affect how people, where their eyes are going to go when looking at our work. Kasi it will make the understanding or the processing of our ads stronger or easier for them. So, unless lines contribute to the overall composition, they're not really made for they're not really appropriate for discussion. All elements will have a communicative property and a decorative one. Okay? It's there for decoration. It's there to make things beautiful. But some of them can add communication elements. Some of them can push us to regard the composition in a new way. Like, for example, repeating lines, using curves themselves, creating patterns, creates what? Movement, creates pulsation, creates energy. And that may be something that you would like to add into your composition. Right? Something repeating paulit. If you look at this, that's why the Wi-Fi signal is a repetition of those arcs. That's why when it comes to sound waves, they are repeating lines. They represent movement. They represent energy as opposed to something static. Straight lines control where we see, control where we regard, where we go. It gives us a direction, right? It forces our eyes towards a certain point. And we want that. We want that. Now, it's okay then if lines are just there to make things, to show things, to represent things. That's fine. In that case, they're decorative. Kasi pag wala akong lines, this is going to be zero. This is going to be a blank page. It's totally fine. Kasi ang dami pa naman different elements that you guys can use that will add more depth to your work. Not all elements need to have a profound effect. But at least one element should be there. Okay? Like I said here, one could be on the left side, something that is decorative in nature. On the right side, we have something that is communicative, that it draws our eye towards a certain point. They create the idea of movement. They create energy. Or it's simple, could be in our case, if you're a layout artist, simply to create spaces so that you can come up with compositional arrangement, right? Kasi one thing that we do not want or do not like as designers is a blank space. That's so scary, a blank space, right? What do I do there? It divides the area, creating those lines. Make them a bit more manageable. Therefore, you have now placeholders to put. For example, your text. You have image 1, okay, image 2, or let's say a product, some text, and then you have your main illustration here, right? So they have given you some sense of nothing, of blank. So it could be as practical as that, okay? So I'm not just looking for something profound and sublime that will change the lives of people, okay? Kami as designers, grids, guidelines, para I can make sense of the empty space. Okay, and that has something to do with layouting. But let's go through this slowly. Okay, marami. The way that, the point here is, sir, ang dami. So how do I look at this? Depends on what manifests, what you're able to recognize. Ano pinamalakas, nagre-resonate sa inyo. Okay, lines were used to divide heaven and earth, di ba? Good and evil. Nagkaroon siya ng dividing line. Ganda. Or, repeating line turns into parang a mandala. Right? Repeating patterns, parang napaka-relaxing. Okay? You cannot really look at a work, a visual work, and then look for something. Meron ako hinahanap, may hinahanap ako. Try to find it there. I'm just giving examples here of the different ways that the element of lines can manifest when you are regarding a visual composition. Now, pag kulang pa yan, we can look at the basic lines. So we have 1, 2, 3 basic lines. So who can tell me what are the 3 basic lines? Tara mga bata, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Ay, isa lang wala, no? Sino pa? Si Christian Mar. 1, 2, 3. What do you call this 3? Guess lang, okay lang. Di ba in this class naman, yung okay lang na, no? You have make mistakes. Ano feel mo dito? What are these called? 1, 2, 3. Christian Mar, you there?
Yes, Doc.
So I'm proposing that these 3 represent 3 distinct kinds of lines. So do you have an idea what they're called? It's not a trick question. You can just describe.
First one po is it's a vertical line,
All right, cool.
and then the second one is nakalimutan ko po yung term na parang naka-side siya.
Ito. Ito yung
Opo.
a clue for this would be it's a place in Harry Potter. In the Harry Potter
Yeah,
world.
diagonal.
Yeah, diagonal. Diba?
And then the last one is horizontal.
Right, horizontal. Right, so thank you very much. Galing, Christian, diba? Simple, diba? Diba? I'm sure na feeling ninyo, ito ba binabayaran nyo? Napakasimple naman tinuturo sa amin ni Sir Pao. Vertical, diagonal, horizontal. We've learned that before. These are lines. What could they possibly add to visual communication? How could they add to the strength of what we're trying to say? Well, by themselves, vertical, diagonal, horizontal, they're just lines. But if you would just be patient and let me change these lines, give you a new perspective, what if we change them we represent them in these terms? A vertical line a diagonal, and a horizontal. Diba? So they're not just all lines. They can represent ideas. They can represent feelings. If a person is oriented as a vertical line as opposed to a horizontal line, as opposed to a diagonal line, it now dramatically changes the status or the state of that person. You guys agree? Okay, you don't agree. Okay lang. I'm not going to get mad. You're allowed to not disagree, right? But if you look at this, let me pause this one. Diba? When vertical, you're standing up. So that means a vertical line can represent independence. It could represent strength kasi nakatayo eh. I'm still alive and kicking. I'm standing up on my own. As opposed to a horizontal line. If it's a person, I am now at rest. Or I am dead. I am inanimate. And then if we have a diagonal line, I'm in the middle. You do not know where I'm going. So, compared to the two other lines, the diagonal line yung pinakamagulo. Diba? Pag sinabihan ko, tagilid pa, medyo tagilid ako. Unsure. Right? Medyo chaotic. Right? Right. Okay, that's a good idea. A question. Lily asks, which do you think communicates stability better? Vertical or horizontal? Well, teka lang, let me stop the animation. Well, depends, Lily, and how that how that horizontal or how is that line being used. Kasi by itself, a line lang by itself will not do anything. But any object cannot be regarded on its own accord, but how it dynamically relates to the other elements around it. Right? A horizontal line may be stable, but it could be stagnant. Stability or stagnance, depending sa kung ano yung magdadagdag doon. Right? By conceptual pa lang, in a conceptual way, a vertical line exhibits stability and moving forward, moving up on its own without any other elements. And a horizontal line is rest. It's stable, but it may be stagnant. Baka dead na. Right? So, depends on what stability is. Safety, if it's stability being safe, horizontal. Or stability as being resilient, vertical. And not just because of the lines, but with how it is put on the page and how it relates to the other lines, other elements on the composition. I'll give you an example. So horizontal lines suggest a feeling of rest and repose, sense of space. Just like with Mona Lisa, we have here the horizontal lines, landscape, unmoving, safe, stagnant, or it also creates the idea or the illusion of space, something nearer, something mid, something further and away. So it makes the painting a lot bigger than it actually is. So if you look at it this way, I'll go back to that, Lily. Separation, like I showed you kanina, guidelines, they could just be to create arrangement in your composition. Vertical lines are more alive. It's stable pero parang moving forward. extending up, moving towards the future. Yan ang nangyayari sa vertical lines. Taas, taas, di ba? It's always grandeur that's happening there. Pero if it's being used to divide a line or a composition, it could just be a dividing element of body text and then main image. Yun lang. And it still works. It creates kasi balance. It creates kasi unity. Now again, not all elements need to have that profound of an effect. It could be just simply creating the sense of order in the page. And that's important. Ordered ang page, ordered ang composition, hindi siya magulo. It helps now put our viewers in a position na relax sila, hindi sila nagugulan. It will make them in a better position to understand our message, di ba? Kasi how can you argue a message? How can you argue and persuade your target market if una, parang naguguluhan sila? Di ba may mga ganon na sandali lang, hindi ko pa nga naisip what is this about kasi ang dami nangyayari, right? The story is not yet unfolding because people are still trying to make sense of what they are looking at. In this case, using a line to stabilize everything, using a line to arrange everything, to create order is already a strong contribution towards visual communication. Now, paano nangyayari yon? You guys will have to be able to articulate that and fight for that. And that's what I want you guys to be able to eventually do on your papers that you've decided. So I put in a line here because I think that this will add to the overall evaluation. I like reading that. I like seeing that on papers. But I would love it if you do that pag meron kayong support. Di ba? As cited, all right? Di ba? This a vertical line is very, very helpful to be able to create order in a page. Di ba? Resource cited by, di ba? Regala 2024, di ba? Let's say published si Lizzie. Publishing works ni Lizzie. So ganda. So that's how citations come. That's how you make your decisions believable. You guys are going to be making decisions. You are going to say, in this particular drawing or this particular ad, I would like to have a diagonal line. And you cannot just say, kasi maganda. You have to give in a reason. Because, etong mangyayari. Of course, hindi kami maniniwala sa inyo. This is supported by the points of authority. Your support. Saan galing yan? By citing literature, citing concepts. That's how you create your argument, how to make your argument for people to accept that this decision makes sense. Let's continue. Just lines lang. I could take up the 3 hours just for lines. So let me bring out the clock. 7:20 lines pa lang. Right? Don't worry. Uunti-untiin ko to. Yan. Now, ano to? Like I said, lines can also be subtle. I'm not looking for these particular lines, guys. Ano lines tinitingnan natin? Lines that are represented through orientation. Diba? That's why meron tayong mga paper orientations. We have poster orientations. That's why a banner is in a headline, is in a landscape orientation, and a poster is in a vertical orientation. Any idea? How will it affect your message? Whether how your message is going to be affected, or what type of messaging or tone or mood is more appropriate when using a landscape orientation or a portrait? Anyone? Joanna? Di ba, kurari meron kayong design, meron kayong message. You're gonna have to choose ano yung output niya. Now, you're given a choice, Joanna, as art director. Ma'am, should we use a portrait orientation or a landscape orientation? Which would you choose and why? Sige,
Ah,
Joe.
ah,
Sige.
depende po kung saan ilalagay yung banner. Like, for
Tama,
example,
tama. Okay. Could you expand on that? We have to look at also at at practical considerations like yung location niya. So please expand.
like, for example po kasi sa mga roads, usually, di ba po sa mga overpass, nilalagay yung landscape na banner kasi from afar pa lang po, mas malaki na yung images and mas madali siyang mabasa. Then, and if you want to put longer messages po, so mas marami yung space for landscape banners. While for portrait po, mas parang masikip yung uh, uh, elements na malalagay. So, if mas konti yung message na kailangang i-convey. And if parang if kaya na yung isang representation lang yung gamitin, pwede na yung portrait for that.
Okay. So our Christian later will talk about this, 'di ba, Christian, regarding billboards about Interan. Now, wait. Now, am I there? Yeah, Pwede rin nating ko tanong sa inyo eh. Why is it that your ID is in a portrait orientation and not a landscape orientation? Diba? Kasi nga dun because of being alive. If you're looking at short statements, a portrait is there. The standard traditional poster is always portrait. Statements, quick statements. There. It's a statement. That's why it's alive. It gets more attention. That's why your IDs are not nakaiga. Nakatayo siya. But Joanna is correct that we also need to take into consideration practical or the environment. I draw here car. Like she said, pag nasa EDSA yan, or there's your audiences are ambulant, there's more space. There's more exposure. That's the consideration. Not that it wants to, it may be it is also a statement. But because people are moving, the surface is extended, there's a little bit more time to be able to get that information. Right? So the orientations themselves can lend towards creating those tones and moods, but we also need to take into consideration the practicality of it all to be able to get all of the eyeballs so that we can get the impressions that we need. Okay. So you have to put all of this in consideration. Ang dami. So it's up to you. Which would you think, depending on your context, on your situation, of what you want to say, on the brand, okay, your target market, the output, what is going to be more important? What character of the lines, of the element of line, should you take into consideration given where you are right now, given on your objectives, given on the situation? Diagonal lines, like I said kanina, magulo. Unstable. Right? You do not know whether you're going to stand up or lying down. Now here, let me share with you with this composition. So try to use your annotation tools and then draw the lines that you guys see here. May lalabas naman na names niya. Let's try this nga. Okay? Look at your Zoom. If you're on Zoom, bring out annotate and tell me if Zoom is not allowing you, baka it not activated. Try nyo nga. Unahan. Padamihan. O yan, si Raymond, nakikita natin, he's drawing already. Okay? So before you look at your you're going to draw your lines, try to figure out if it adds to the reading and regarding of the composition as a whole, or whether it is just there to represent an object. Okay. So, kinuha na ni Raymond to. So, anyone else? Rael? Lily? Christian? Just go ahead, draw. Chester? Yeah, nakita niya yung mast ng ng ship. Kay Rael. Okay, the horizon. Christian, there. Kita mo, nag-drawing natin, Okay. What else? I do hope you can see you have a clear Yan, Chester, nakita yung mga O, Rael, nakuha yung isa. Yung annotate, hanapin mo lang siguro sa control panel ng Zoom mo, Lily. Yun, sa bottom left, maubusan ka, pero marami pa, Lily. Some of them very, very subtle. Some of them are even invisible. Ayan, si Chester nakuha na naman. Yan, Chester, ganon. Yan, si Kat. Alright, Joanna. Kat, kami na. Okay, busog na tayo. Alright. Now, aside from the lines creating the shapes of the objects here, what do you think is the purpose of the artists using lines in this composition? Unang-una, what is the most pinakamaraming type of lines that we see here? You can use the chat. What type of line ang pinamarami? Diagonal from Kat, diagonal from Lily. Okay, Raymond also diagonal. So, diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. Sir, ito curve to Pero parang diagonal na rin, di ba? If you look at this is diagonal. So, let me clear this, okay? Okay, para malinis. Diagonals, diagonals. There, 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 diagonals. Even the shape ng tao is diagonal. Ganyan, naka-angle. Walang naka-attention, di ba? Walang naka-attention. Ito, diagonals. Right? So what do you guys think the purpose of the diagonal lines were here? What did it add to our reading? Okay, Lily is semblance of chaos. Christian says it's chaotic. Okay, cool. So obviously this this is not an idyllic picture of a landscape. This is not a peaceful picture. This is in the middle of an action. This is in the middle of a tempest, of a storm, right? Now, in all of these diagonal lines, what happens if you have a lot of the same type of object? You create now a pattern. You create now a rhythm that everything is the same. If everything is the same, if you choose to do something different or to show something a bit different from the other lines, it stands out. And what is that? All across a sea of diagonal lines, one line stands out, which is the lighthouse, which is the tower. So this is what we can do as well. We can stage our elements. We can stage our composition. If everything is the same, you put something that's different, you create emphasis. You create differentiation. That's why it's very, very important to have differentiation when it comes to branding, right? Because it makes you stand out. It makes you more significant. So we are being brought to a central figure here that amongst this chaos, there is one point wherein safety can be achieved, that ultimately we should settle here. Something that is strong, something that is different, right? And if you don't believe that, we can also rely on other cues. Diba? Sabi sa inyo, punta tayo dyan. Sabi niya. Diba? Ayaw niyo maniwala. Right? Okay. So, creating repetition to set the stage para mas pumugi ka, para mas bumongga ka. I think we've done that, di ba? I mean, that's one of the reasons why people choose to be fashionably late. Right? Para pagdating nila, sila yung late, sila yung huli. So, parang mas bongga sila sa iba. Right? That's why individualism makes you different, makes you stand out. So, repeating of lines. Now, and it's 7:39, so I'm gonna end up lang. I'd like to stop with one last use of the lines. Now here, can anyone recognize this ad? This one. There. Okay, let's try to critique. Let's try to describe muna. Try to read what you guys see here. Let's use Barrett's method of criticism. Description muna. Describe, use your chat box. What do you guys see? Wala kayong nakita? Describe lang. Simple description lang. Tourist lady? Si Lily nag-ano agad? Nag-judge agad na tourist lady. Diba? Paano mo nasabi? Aga. Na tourist siya. Yan. Yan. Simple lang muna. We start with small, simple description. Woman facing up. Okay? Looking up. Okay? Candid. A pole of flaglets. A girl looking up. Okay. Horizontal format allows for a greater sense. Haba ng inano. Wow, wait lang. Girl looking up. Tinanggal. May nag-erase ng chat nila. Saan niya? Sa mic? Plaza looking scape. Rural area. Alright, cool. Okay, so I have a woman here. She's looking up. Okay, now let's try to read. Anong storya niya? Ano kaya? What do you guys think is happening inside her mind, her thinking? Ano kaya ang kanyang emotions? Ano kaya state niya? By just looking at she was directed to look like this. Okay, Lily says she's familiarizing with her surroundings. So parang she's wondering, she's confused pa kung saan siya, nasan siya. Okay? Lizzie naman, she's wondering. So pwede rin, hindi W-A, W wondering. So good, parang she's dreaming, wondering, curiosity, in awe, amazed, looking up, the notation of hope and hoping, very good. Amused. All right. If you look at it, is she smiling? She is. Right? But do you think it's a complete smile? Parang Mona Lisa din. Parang may takot. If you look at it. Smiling siya, pero may takot. So, tama si Chester, there's hope. Scared siya. You can see, hindi man lang nilinis to. May pinagdaanan, sad ang eyes niya. Tama. Right? Sad ang eyes niya, she has eye bags, medyo scared. But there's that smile. Subtle smile. Sorry, sinasira ko yung Right? She's still looking up. She's hopeful. Looking to the future. She's scared. But she's still hopeful to what could happen. Right? Di ba tama naman, Mikey? Sad ang eyes, pero hopeful pa rin. Pero smiling pa rin, pero takot. Right? So good, di ba? Ganda ng setup niya, no? Okay, so let's say we have this particular poster, this particular shot. What would be a good brand or product to sell using this particular shot as a main illustration? Lily says insurance. Anyone else? Insurance din si Mikey. Di pwede Lazada? Hindi Lazada o Shopee. So tama, insurance si Lily, insurance Chester, Mikey. Right? Kasi this is an illustration or the main image used for an ad by AXA. Right? So we do know AXA is an insurance company. And one of the defining logos, physics of AXA is its logo, stemming from an italized AXA with a diagonal line. Right? From what we've been talking about earlier, what do you think the diagonal line here represents for AXA? Moving forward, Lily. Tama? Moving forward. Going up. Growth. Moving up. Diba? Ba't hindi diretso? Right? Patayo. Okay? Very good. Delete. So this was integrated into this ad, into something like that. So now, what is your reading? What's your analysis? Giving your idea of the girl. And now we have a diagonal line. AXA will help you move forward, di ba? Kahit sa takot ka, you're still hopeful. You're still brave enough to look at the future. And nandito kami sa likod ninyo to move forward. We're here to ensure you. Right? So, ang ganda niya. Especially now, when you add your headline. And sorry, I was not able to find the high resolution of this one. Kaya nababaan, nasira siya. Right? Live the life you choose. Right? So simple, live the life you choose. And it's so easy to say. Pero in truth, it's scary. Diba? Are you going to leave whatever you're doing right now and then just do it? Nakakatakot. It's always a risk. Hindi ka sure. Wherever we are right now is our comfort zone. This may not be the life that we've chosen, but this is where we are. Sanay na tayo. Comfort zone to. Okay na tayo. But you see, live the life you choose. It will entail you, are you exactly where you want to be right now? If you want to be somewhere else, are you brave enough to leave what you have right now and go there? And anything that's risky needs some sort of assurance. And AXA is there for this one. So you'll notice how the elements set the stage already, even before the headline. But putting them all in together makes the message stronger. Right? We do not need people to identify, I like how they did this. May ibig sabihin yan, whatever. No. As long as they get the message agad. The subtleties of how it was done does not need to manifest itself from our audience. Our work is done if the intended message was received, the intended reaction was affected. And that's it. Add it some more as being part of the campaign by giving it copy, giving it context. Tapos meron pa siya, discover now Lisa's story. Saan siya galing? So when you click here, may story siya. She came from a natural disaster. She's rebuilding her life. Parang ganon. Yan o. I lived through an earthquake. Today, I am stronger than ever. She still will be able to live the life she chose. Okay? So, you can see now how everything is being crafted. And we see as well lines here giving us the sense that it complements the diagonal line, the X of AXA. At the same time, it forces us to look in the middle here. An X gives us balance as well, being put together using the element of texture. If we go back, sharp texture, blurry texture. More important, less important. Focus here. Those are the small things that our elements can do for us, right? And things like this cannot be done automatically if you're using formulas. Of course, when brands come up with a with a home run with their campaigns, they will use that. And sometimes the reason kung bakit ginagawa nito ng AXA, kunwari this became part of their brand manual, their brand brand communications na dapat ganito. Rules lang nakikita natin now. Pero we forgot the thinking behind it. Alam lang natin that you should do this. Background should be blurred. If there's a person, there has to be a counterbalance happening with the X logo of the red. Right? And we could easily go through advertising visualization and art direction by me giving you, eto ang tips. These are the rules you should do. But you're not going to be able to be more critical and come up with more solutions. What I'm more interested in this class is the thinking that went behind paano siya nangyari. So that there's going to be a bit more of a opportunity for you to come up with something new. There's an opportunity for you to be more critical about what you are going to be designing. And that's what we want, critical thinkers, being able to analyze, being to look for other solutions than formulas that have been there since the dawn of time. Okay, so in that case, we can stop here, given that it's like 7:51. All right. Maybe it's 7:51. Let's turn it 7:50. And let's have a 10-minute break. That means the reporters will have 8 to 9 for their articles. And I'll continue our journeys. Pa-inject ako throughout our meetings. So let's have a break. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.